That the power of chiropractic is far greater than I could even imagine. And this week I've received many honors. The state of Oklahoma picked 50 women making a difference, and I was one of them. I was honored to be there and to be included in this. People have always helped the ones who want to see natural health care for the children. I've been so touched by the people who believe in a natural way of life and the premise of chiropractic. It is mainly the profession that still gives. The public still has hesitation. Well, my vision has always been to tell the chiropractic story through the children, but I had no idea we would get to 68% of the children in this country having some type of illness. This is our future. And I hope that the profession steps up. We talk about pediatrics, but Dr. John Carver serves on our board. That's Willard Carver's grandson. And he was a lawyer. And they were the bankers that helped Dee Dee Palmer and BJ in the very beginning. And John said, it's children in chiropractic. We have always helped the children. Pediatrics, the study of disease. And we're about the power within that heals the body from the inside out. And we've now seen what has happened to the children with all of this intoxication they're receiving, which is the true premise of chiropractic. No toxins within. Well, one, the infants have 28 vaccines the first year of life. Our diet's toxic. The air is beginning to be toxic. Apparently here in Florida, the sea's toxic right now. We're in a hurry. We're not connected to our inner self. The children need quietude. And we need, I feel, quietude to connect and be inner peace and inner guidance. And this is the true chiropractic way of life. That's the fun of being a chiropractor. That's why I have all this energy to give back to life. The purpose of life is to serve life. I'm not in the world as much, but I've been honored this year, and I'm grateful for the parents and the profession for giving me this, to have the courage to say, heal these most profoundly hurt children, but to tell the chiropractic story. It's a way of life. As for changing, there's always 10% that get the true belief that we are spiritual beings. We're not looking for ourselves. Your soul. And it's to reach to that higher consciousness. One question I always say, take a day off and see if life pushes you out the door. You'll always get pushed out the door. It's the purpose of life. Well, Oklahaven's 57 years old this year without state, federal, or United Way funding. We just quietly help the most incurable children. But I find that it has to be a parent that's disciplined, who's willing to bring the child for adjustments, to keep them home and heal them, to feed them properly. I always say, why do you eat? You eat for energy. You take a bite out of an apple, what does it look like in a month? It's dead. So anything in a box, a bag, or a can is dead. Then they kid. They say, Dr. Bobby, you always say beans and lentils. And I said, yes. If you soak them, the good ones that aren't adulterated, they begin to sprout. And that's the life energy we're talking about. So to really hear the children, you have to go back to a good diet that's not toxic right now. And that's back to what's in season, the beans and rice. During the Great Depression, they got off the streets because they ate beans and rice. Every society, back to simplicity. The oldest chiropractic organization was founded by Mabel, and it is sorority. And from Dr. Agnes Palmer, the second Supreme Chiatrist, she taught us to be principled chiropractors, to trust this life force, and to be specific adjusters. I think that's important. We might be losing the specificity, but we also are going to light force. The force, when you were baling hay and had a very intense life, you needed more force in the body. Now we're leaving the Iron Age and going to the crystalline age. Your car you run with a computer, your watch is a computer, everything. So it's finding the exact to release the life force, the stuckness. And that's when you adjust. Oh, I love them. I truly admire them. I love their sisterhood, how they all work as a team. And they've done a fabulous job. There's nothing greater than the female chiropractors. Because people ask me, having been a stewardess and the United States women's official in field hockey, lacrosse, and basketball, a calligrapher, I've always enjoyed, like the stewardesses have, what's it called? The journey of life. They had the guts to go on the airplanes and go all over the world. And the calligraphers are really quiet, silent servers as they do pieces that have spiritual influence or uplifting things. But the female chiropractor, she not only understands this unknown force, she's compassionate, she's given up her life to serve others, and they're businesswomen. They know how to run a business and serve life and run a family and keep the balance. And that's why I love that we're all coming together. Well, I always love that. I mean, I love sisterhood. The women help one another. We get the job done. And in my honor this week, there was a gentleman who owned a big oil company, sponsored part of it. And he said, we even hired the woman now in the oil industry, and they get the job done. I always liked Bill Harris, Dr. William Harris. He always liked Agnes Palmer. And after Dave died, I invited him to come to sorority luncheon, and he loved coming. But he'd say, this is the most disorganized thing I've ever seen. And I'd say, because the women are in charge, they'll get it done.